Hi, my name is Deb.
And I'm Colin.
And we've been married 35 years next month. We belong to The Source, which is a small Christian community. And during this season of Lent, we've been thinking about how God meets us at the place in our lives where it's a desert place, a difficult time, and where he sets a table out before us. Sharing a meal around the table in our family has been something that's been really important to us, and we've done daily. But for many of us, we know that family life can be far from peaceful and idyllic, and it sometimes can feel that we're in a desert place. When we got married, I was doing my nurse training and Colin was an engineer at Rolls-Royce. It was often difficult to share a meal together because of shifts, but we'd been taught in our marriage prep that communication was really important, so we decided that the only way to do that was to make sure, even at the end of a shift at 10 o'clock at night, we'd sit down at the table and have a cup of tea or just a hot chocolate or something and have a chat about our day. And that set a precedence in our marriage that the table was a place where we could sit and have a chat and where we could talk to each other about the day. And it was something that became really valuable to us in the life that we were going to lead as a family. Nowadays, when I buy an engagement present, I tend to buy a tray and 2 mugs because we really believe that sitting down talking together over a cuppa is as important as sharing a meal.
So when we moved to this house, and 30 odd years ago it is now, and we got a new table built for us by Deborah's dad, a lovely dining table, and then also an everyday kitchen table like this one here. And this became a real focal point of our lives together, particularly as our 4 children were growing up. And we insisted on having meals together wherever we could, and so this became the daily place where we would sit, share a meal. We would always say grace to bring God into the conversation, but it was a place where our children could just unload. We give the highs and lows of days they've had, particularly when they went to school. There would be loads of laughter, lots of banter. It was chaotic at times. Yeah. There was tears. There was people. They could share their worries. They could just encourage one another. It was a place where anything went from a family point of view, but it was so important, and it was something that we felt there was a key value in our family in bringing them up. Mm-hmm. And even though I started work very early in the morning, one of the key things I did, certainly when the children were growing up and they were younger, I would set the breakfast table for them all. So there would be a bowl, the breakfast bowl set, 6 places set with a glass of orange juice in each one, because I was very keen that they drank and got the vitamin C and things like that. And I'd be off to work, but Deborah said that when they came for breakfast, it just meant an awful lot. That the fact I'd set the table, I was sort of present even though I wasn't there, and just imparted something very important as a value.
Yeah, I loved it. It was a really special thing that he did. All our children have left home now, and each one of them actually have bought a dining room table. It could be second hand or it's been new. And they too believe that actually sitting at a table, having a cup of tea, sharing a meal, just doing life together around a table is really important, even when they're on their own. And for us, it's a bit different, isn't it now? It can feel that we're in a desert place. It can feel a bit empty. The home is a big house and we've got no children in it. And we miss the banter, we miss the music practice, we miss the arguments, the tears, the fun, the laughter. Before the children arrived, I think we felt it was important. We set up a rhythm of having meals together. We practiced it, didn't we? Cooking and getting that ready. We were getting ready to have a family. There was point to it. But now our family have moved on. So is there any point to us doing this? Is there any point to us sitting at the table chatting over a tea? or should we just do it in front of the telly? Is there any point cooking a meal from scratch, or could we just take a takeaway, or should we go out? We could afford it. But actually, we think it's really important because, of course, I'm a much better cook now. I've got loads of cookery books. I love making food. Even you make food now, don't you? Because you've retired, and I'm enjoying that. That's the nice thing. We always set the table. We sometimes light a candle. It's not always romantic, but we always have music on. That's something we both love, isn't it? We have that on. We'll often chat for a long time around this table, yes, or our table in the dining room. So the table continues to be a place that we feel is really important to communicate over a meal. We share our hopes, our failures. We always open it up to friends and family and neighbours. It's what we do, isn't it? We often say, this is what we do. We really enjoy sharing a meal together with other people. And we do that in the knowledge that God is always with us at the table. In this home